Osio and howdy howdy ho. Well, of course, Nicole was live tonight, and the first part of the live stream was just fucking ridiculous. She's blaming us for all kinds of things she has no proof for, and I talked to the LAPD today, and I asked, first dispatch wouldn't tell me anything, so I had to call somebody in the office. But they confirmed that yes, there was a welfare check there last night. But no, they don't know who called it in. So I, had to make note that, this daughter of theirs is not exactly mentally or emotionally stable, and she's trying to blame it on people online who don't know who her parents are or where they live. And of course, there's Nicole repeating exactly that. Now they're claiming they were called twice last night. I don't know why the cops would go back a second time. They'd already checked everything out, so. But do you know what their proof is of it being me? Because it was an anonymous female caller. And apparently I'm the only female on the planet. I did not know that. And Nicole says that she's not subbed to me. She doesn't watch me. Yet she knows when I'm live. She knows every word I say. Bitch, you lying. Okay? Stop talking about people. Leave people alone. Stop making nasty videos about people's children. That's what's getting you in trouble. And it's about to get you in more trouble. There are 3 other people looking to get restraining orders against you. All that information goes to YouTube, and do you know what happens then? They're going to yank your channels. You can make more, but we will just contact YouTube and say, hey, she's doing it again. Excuse me, now I'm going to go and get a tickle in my throat again. Oh, and also, because I watch her, I'm gay. I'm watching her because I'm gay. She's got a lot of people watching her. Are they all gay? Now, to make such a claim, Nicole, that's really homophobic. So you're racist, you're homophobic, you're hateful, you're ableist, you're just everything bad in the world, bitch. She claims everyone else is lying. No, you're the one doing all the lying. And yeah, I recorded your stream again. I need it for my research compilation, blah, blah, blah. Which I was up late this morning compiling and researching, and then I took a nap and spent the afternoon writing, trying to catch up to my researching and compiling. And then last night, after I was live, I talked to my sister for about 3 hours, and turns out the reason she wasn't answering the phone when I called before is because she'd been watching something on her cell phone. She's not real, she doesn't like cell phones, so she hasn't had one for a while. So she's new to smartphones. And she was watching something on her phone, and she had turned down the sound. She didn't realize it turned down all the sound for the phone, so she never heard it ringing. And my brother points out to her, well, these are all the people that have been calling you. She's like, oh, geez, I don't know. Of course, before she did that, she tried to text me using my brother's phone. And she kept texting me and getting weird answers back. And, like people do when you're close, you have certain things that are just between the two of you, weird little, habits and stuff like that. So we had some phrases that we tend to use, and she would use some of those phrases and she would get a really weird response back. And finally she's like, hon, I don't understand what's going on. I'm getting these weird responses from her. Well, it turned out she had texted somebody that just basically had the same initial as me, and she was actually texting some senator's assistant. And I feel so bad for that senator's assistant because I can imagine what was in those text messages, and that poor woman's going, okay, who is this person texting me? But anyway, yeah, Nicole noted that I wasn't live. She noted that Jake wasn't, I think he was live. I don't know. I don't pay attention, so. Um, but she was taking note of everybody that was live and everybody that wasn't, so how does she get to that information so quickly if she isn't subbed to us? I mean, come on. Anyway, a lot of her stream ended up being talking about different celebrities and stuff. You know, just really ridiculous stuff. Great, do that. You see, Nicole, you can have entire streams of just talking about these sort of things, and they will not get you in trouble. Like Dina has said, go back to doing the makeup and the dances and stuff like that, and leave other people alone. That alone, just, because you've already given me a mountain of information to report on to everyone on the planet, basically. So just stop now. Just go back to, stop lying. And your followers need to stop lying. At one point, J-Love said, oh, yeah, people do love to spread rumors on YouTube. Really, J-Love? You mean like that I called in a welfare check, two welfare checks on an elderly couple that I don't know. I don't know their names, and I don't know their address. Really? I mean, are you people that completely insane? You want to talk about my mental health, but you honestly think that somebody from 1,000 miles away who lives just outside a freaking rainforest is stalking your backyard, you're huddling in your house watching your cameras, you're afraid every time the phone rings. Well, if the phone doesn't ring, it ain't me, okay? And if it does ring, it still ain't me. And Nicole's going off about how I'm gay and that's why I'm watching her or something, which, as we know, is, horseshit. But Nicole said that she would never like me. Well, bitch, the feeling's mutual. As a matter of fact, I hate you. I hate what you do to people, and that's why I'm here. So now you're going to start doing it to me. Guess what? That could be a fourth restraining order if you don't fucking back off, people. The fact that your idiot supporters see this shit you do and are all like, yeah, go Nicole. Well, that just makes them shitty people too. Oh, I have 3 lurkers. Lurk all you like. I'm not going to be here long. But yeah, Nicole just goes off about how it's this person, it's that person. They don't have one sliver of proof where they would know it wasn't. Just because it was an anonymous female doesn't mean it was me. I am not the only female in the world. Oh, now there's 5. They're all texting each other going, oh my god, she's live! Oh my god, she's live! Oh my god, she's live! Yep, exciting stream I got going here. Anyway, I got my candle making stuff lined up. I think I'm going to take a break from all the crap tonight and get some candles done. I got a bunch of scents sit out here. There's grape soda. There's hazelnut coffee. There's a caramel. What's that one? I don't know what that one is. And the writing is too small to see from across the room. Whatever it is, but the hazelnut coffee, it doesn't have enough of a coffee thing to it. It needs that other component there. I don't know if I have any coffee scented oil somewhere, because I've got like a few hundred oils and I'd have no idea what all is there. And I've got some glitter that I'd like to add to some of them, but I don't know that that's a good mix because glitter is polyester, which is plastic, and plastic and flame edge do not mix. I've got mica, which will make something sparkly, but I think I wanted a little something more sparkly. I got to get some more oils. I got to get some more colors. I think I've got enough wick for a while because I bought several spools of wick. And anyone that's interested in candle making, always pre-wax your wicks, because then it absorbs into the wick and that's what burns. Plus it also makes it stiff, so it's easier to work with when you're using like candle tabs and stuff like that. That's those little metal things that sit at the bottom. You anchor your wick into that, clamp it shut so then it holds your wick steady. And then I just use a spot of craft glue to stick it in the bottom of the container. But since nobody's chatting, all I can really do is talk about candles or soap or something. But if the lurkers are happy with that, fine, groovy. I've got these big square candle holders that I'm pouring candles into. I've got them tabbed and wicked and ready to mix everything together. You don't want to pour your wax too hot or you get tunneling, and that's when your wax cools and it makes that pit in the middle right around the wick. So to avoid that, depending on what wax you're using, it has to be a certain degree before you pour it. Matter of fact, it should be that degree before you put in the fragrance too, or you could burn out the fragrance and then your candle isn't going to have much scent to it. Then there's these things called cold throw and hot throw. Cold throw is what the scent smells like in the bottle, and hot throw is, or when it's just the unlit candle. And then actually out of bottle, OOB is out of bottle. That's what it smells like when you open the bottle. Cold throw is what the candle smells like before it's lit, and then hot throw is what it smells like after you light it. And then you've got your dry down, which is when you take some of the fragrance oil and put it on a piece of paper, or if it's safe, on your skin, and what it smells like after the fluid part of it dries out. And then you check it over time to see, how the... Oh, hi, Kami. Oh, you're cleaning the car? Are you getting ready to go driving somewhere again? Taking the kids to the park? Taking the kids to dinner? Taking the kids to the arcade? Taking the kids somewhere? You're always taking the kids somewhere. Oh, not today? Well, some mother you are. I'm going to start a rumor that Kami is a horrible mother because she skipped a day taking her children to the park. Yeah, Blakes, I need to clean mine too. I don't know what's going on with this thing where I'm supposed to help Ollie with this store he just opened up inland there, because he wants to get an RV so that I can live in it during the week. But I got to get another spinal injection before I even attempt that, because I can't stand for more than 10 minutes without it feeling like my spine is going to snap. And Kami was one of the people that wanted to learn candles. And there's different kinds of candles for different purposes. There's different hardnesses and... Yes, I know. And it happens when you have pets. And it happens when you have a crazy friend who asks you if you can take her to a city far away to pick up ducks. Ducks that projectile poop out of a dog kennel all over your van. I've been looking at new vans lately. Since who said van? I have 2 minivans. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Carlos was on her stream, and he's trying to hook me up with Melton John and Rich Life because I'm a cuckoo bird! I looked at an RV last night that had a sunroof, and I'm like, Why? Just go outside. Park somewhere and go outside. And I looked at some vans that had sunroofs too, and I mean, I don't need real fancy, but Ali is wanting like a Mercedes camper van. I'm like, dude, those things are like $120,000 and there's no room. Dude, I gotta be like actually living in this thing, 3 or 4 days a week. But he's gonna take care of buying the RV and any gas that I need and food and stuff like that. So, and I'm just doing it as a favor for him. So, I have no idea what I'll be doing. Oh my God. He said that the other owner was only there like once a week. So there's like expired food on the shelves and stuff like that. And so he wants me to, straighten all that out and, get to know the employees and all that sort of thing. And I don't know how long it'll last. Hopefully not too long. I'm hoping I get to go to Idaho this summer since I didn't go to California this month. Because I was looking through the rocks that I carry in my purse. And yes, I carry a lot of rocks in my purse. And there were some that I found down by the river, some really kind of rough ones, and I'd cleaned them up. And I'm like, wait a minute, is there light shining through that? So I turn on the flashlight on my phone. Sure enough, there's light shining through them. They're red. And I'm like, oh my God, are these garnets? They're like broken parts of a garnet. Because whole garnets are, I think they're octahedral. So, they kind of look like a soccer ball, but not round, And they're Idaho star garnets. And the guy at the rock shop that I used to buy the whole garnets from, he was like, yeah, see, if you cleave it right here and get it polished just right. And I'm like, I just want the rock. I don't want polished and all that stuff, I just like rocks. Sometimes, Blake's, depends on what my family is needing. Since I'm physically disabled at this point, I can't work because of the back thing and everything else. So that's why this thing helping Ali with the store, I don't know if I'm up to it, but I don't want to let him down, So I'm just not. Kind of sucks if you have to be sitting down every 5 or 10 minutes, It's just. Oh, by the way, Kami, did you know I'm gay? Yeah, according to Nicole, if I'm watching her, I'm gay. Even if I were, which is really homophobic for her to say that, but if I were, she would still not be my type. She says, I will never like you. Well, I will never like you either, Nicole. I hate you. I hate what you do to people. But, yeah, I've got family all over the place, so I end up having to go here, there, everywhere. And when I go to Idaho, I go out into the desert, and I swear every year I wander into a patch of poison ivy. And I'm usually wearing shorts, because it's summertime, so it's like 103 or whatever. Yeah, Kami. Will you be my girlfriend, Kami? I know. I kept it from you, all this talk of ex-boyfriends, and I was lying the whole time because, as Nicole says, we're all liars. That's all we do is lie. And also, she and October Fool, they're proof that I was the one that called this welfare check. And apparently there was two. The LAPD only told me about one, but there was two. And it was because it was an anonymous female. So apparently not only am I gay, I'm the only female on the planet. I've got a feeling somebody knows October Fool in person and was the one that made the call. But anyway, back to what I was saying to Blake's. When I'm in Idaho, it's like 105 degrees or whatever. I think the hottest I've seen it over there was 116. That's right, Kami. Kami's now my girlfriend. Bitch, give me a beer. get in that kitchen, make me a sandwich. So anyway, I'm wandering around out in the desert and wooded areas and stuff in my shorts, and I'm so busy watching for like rattlesnakes that I don't pay attention to the plants I'm actually walking through, and it will frequently turn out to be poison ivy. And I stand in the middle of it going, oh, that's not good. So I wander out and I'm like, oh God, it's going to start itching. It never does. Apparently, I'm one of those people that is not affected by the urushiol in poison ivy. I've even grabbed a hold of poison ivy and it did nothing. And one time in Northern California, I grabbed some, and I didn't know at the time what it was, but I don't know if it was because it was winter time, so maybe the oils weren't active or whatever, but yep, nothing. Nothing. Oh, what was that? I heard a thump outside. It's October! She's on my porch! Oh my God, save me, everyone! Oh, save me, YouTube! Most likely it's Diego, one of the neighbor cats. A lot of neighbor cats hang out on my porch and stuff, and Diego, what can you say about Diego? He is the loudest cat I have ever known. He leaps down and there's this loud kerthump. Who, October? I doubt it. I mean, how would she? If she saw me out here in the rainforest, she'd probably think I was one of the, what is it, Quileute werewolves? Was it Quileute or Quilcene? I've never seen the movies. I just know that, you know, the rainforest was where they allegedly were and all this other crap and sparkly vampires and native werewolves. I don't know, other than that. Well, yeah, that's just it, you know. Well, the thing is, she's watching her cameras because she thinks that I'm going to sneak up on her from 1,000 miles away. Because I discuss these things on here, so I said that, yeah, the renter isn't moving now, so I don't need to go to California. Which means I'm not in California. I'm still in Washington, keeping a lookout for native werewolves and sparkly vampires. I see a sparkly vampire, I'm going to beat the fuck out of them. People up here fucking hate that movie. Because we got all these stupid tweeny tourists. Ridiculous. So I guess if I'm in her backyard, she's the one on my porch. In the summer, I'll leave, car windows open, and Diego figures that's a great place to take a nap. And I'll go to do something, and he'll come flying out that window and about give me a heart attack. By the way, I was talking last night about I hadn't even checked the mail, so I was hoping my beads were here, so I finally checked it about 6 o'clock this morning. Yes, my beads are here. So that's something else I'll probably work on tonight instead of all this horse shit. My candles and my beadwork. I need to make soap. I just don't feel like it because it's a lot more work than candles, because you got to heat the oils in one pan, you got to heat the water well, no, you don't heat the water. You want to use cold water because you have to put lye into it, which will go whoosh and send the temperature of the water way up. And what is it? 98 and 101 degrees. Both your lye water and your oils need to be right in that same temperature, and that is almost impossible to do. I mean, okay, now I got to reheat the oil a bit. Oh shit, I heated it too much. Oh, the lye water's too cold. You got to put it in a pan of hot water and heat it back up, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then once they're in that temperature range, you stir very slowly and very carefully with gloves and protective clothing on, because lye is not a happy chemical. You carefully stir the lye water into the oils, and it'll turn milky. And then you have to keep stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring while something called saponification takes place, which means it's turning into soap. And once you get trace, which means that when you're stirring, you leave a trail in the soap that doesn't melt back together immediately, then you can pour it in a container, which you then cover and then wrap up so that it can cool down very slowly. That's your basic soap. And then once it's cooled, you still want to wear gloves because you might have gotten too much lye and there could be lye water on the surface. But then you take like paper towels and wipe any beads of fluid off the surface. But then you chop it up, you put it back in the pan, and you very slowly melt it down again. That's called milling. When you see fancy soaps that say triple milled, means they melted that soap down 3 times before they scented it and colored it and all that sort of thing. And that makes the bar harder. Of course, it also gets harder to melt and gets more foamy, and it becomes a pain in the ass. But I need to get some more soap molds too, and I want one of those fancy just loaf pan molds. I've got some, favorited on different places. I just haven't actually gotten to it because I have too many other things that I'm trying to do all at once. And then, somebody wants to send me off on a wild goose chase to one end of the planet or the other. Like New Mexico or California or... I liked New Mexico. I would like to live in New Mexico. Far, far away from another human being. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm gay now, so I guess I have to join a lesbian commune or something. I don't know. I know a lot of gay people, so I'm going to just have to ask them how this whole thing works, because I don't know. I don't know. I've never been gay before, so I got to have somebody teach me the ropes, I guess. I mean, I already got a girlfriend. I got Kami. So now her husband's going to have to share her, because, she's such a cheating bitch. And, of course, Dina was married 5 times, and, I don't know with these people. The stuff they come up with. The bored housewives of YouTube who live on Hysteria Lane. I was telling my sister last night that if I knew how to do animation, I would definitely do a series called The Bored Housewives of YouTube. And all these drama bitches would be represented. Look, I'm famous for being a complete twat. Whatever, if that's what they want to do with their lives. Talk about me, bitches. I don't care. A friend of mine said something a long time ago. He's a comedian, but he had gotten the quote, from, one of these new age gurus or something. What other people think of me is none of my business. Because people are free to think, they can think what they want. Doesn't mean that's who I am. And if they want to think that, well, fuck them. I don't need to do any business with them. They can walk away. But when you're attacking my friends, I'm not walking away. Just like some of you think that you would do anything for Nicole or October, yeah, that's what I'll do for my friends. I will do anything for them too. Don't like it? Not my problem. Okay. Yeah, I made a note about my Twitter live stream last night for tonight. Well, the person that hosts it, she's driving back to her homelands in Navajo country, so she canceled it for tonight. So it's like, oh, fine, yeah, I finally take note of it to remind myself, and then you fuck off for the night. Great, wonderful. Okay, then. And it's a live stream where people discuss the supernatural and all that sort of stuff. I've still been, listening to the ghost things and watching some of them and go, oh, God, that's so fake. There was some Japanese dude, and he is searching, doing something off in the, he's got the camera set up, and this head comes out of nowhere with this black hair, and it turns to the camera, and it's got these glassy looking eyes, and I'm like, are you kidding me? We're supposed to believe that's some kind of ghost or demon. That's somebody off camera sticking a mannequin head or something in front of the camera. Ghosts generally don't reflect light. But when I was talking to my sister last night, I was telling her my future plans for the channel, and she's like, well, why don't you do that on a different channel? I said, because I don't have any followers. I've got followers on this channel that would, they get told when I go live and stuff like that. And then I said, but of course, most of them are trolls that are just watching to see what I'm talking about. And she says, well, that's okay. Maybe they'll learn something. I'm like, you have no idea who you're talking about. Those people are incapable of learning. These are idiots that have been, woo, what the fuck was that? There was a bright flash on my security camera. I think the moths are coming out or something because they're drawn to the infrared of the camera. All of a sudden I'll see this white flash on there, and it's usually a moth that bounces off the infrared lights. But these are people that have been saying all kinds of nasty racist things, and yeah, I give a fuck if they show up or not. Well, it seems like Kami's the only one here, but I have 7. Oh, there's Cactus. Hey, Cactus. Okay, so there's at least 5 lurkers then. Of course, these people like to say, she's not really Indian. I want to know what their justification for that is. Because I saw somebody on Twitter the other day, somebody told, wait, let me look at it because I've got it right here. Of course you're going to refresh Twitter. She had somebody say, you don't sound native. She says, oh, sorry, let me just deepen my voice and pronounce everything with wisdom beyond my years. And somebody else says, be extra stoic. Somebody else says, you have to play eagle sounds from your phone in your pocket after saying something extra profound or when walking into a room. Somebody else says, I get you don't look native from people. Okay, after 500 years of intermarrying, rape, colonization, what does a native person look like? I mean, these people think you can only be native if you are brown skin, brown hair, black eyes, and speak profoundly at all times of Creator, and I come from where the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, white people be ridiculous. That's all I can tell you. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. Come on. Come on, baby.
I live in the sky with the eagle right fly free. I live in the sun and the moon. Amazing.
That's from a movie called Dance Me Outside. It's low budget, and hold on just a minute. Let me freeze. Freeze, damn you, freeze.
That's from.
There you go, Cactus. Behave yourself. But that's from a movie called Against Me Outside. It's a low-budget Canadian film. It's funny, it's sweet, it's sad, and it has Michael Grey Eyes and Adam Beach. And I follow Adam Beach and Summer Tiger Beach on Twitter. And one day I saw Adam Beach responding to her about something. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, oh, they both have the last name Beach. They must be related. Then I find out, oh, yeah, they're related by marriage. They're married to each other. I didn't know that was his wife. So we had a good laugh over that. And he'd send me goofy-ass pictures all the time. You go ahead and dance, Cactus. My back ain't gonna put up with that shit. There was something else I was going to talk about tonight. I don't know. I've been busy talking about how to make candles. Kami wants me to actually do videos about it. Well, now we only got 3 people here, so that means we only have 1 lurker. I'm so sad. I'm so sad I don't have any more lurkers. I must have bored them to sleep. No, I don't even know that I know what he looks like, actually. I've seen him on Jake's a time or two, but then again, I don't often go to Jake's that much anymore either. So, well, actually, I've been there more recently than I have in the past, but that's about it. I think Nicole said Jake was live earlier or something. I don't know. But I've got so much to do tomorrow. For someone that has no life, I got a shitload of stuff to do. I need to go grocery shopping. That means an hour-and-a-half drive if I want to get anything for a decent price, even with gas prices right now. Why are you opening up your ass? His ass is getting ready to open up. Okay. Did we want to know that? Is that a TMI kind of thing? Whose stream is extremely boring? Whose stream is extremely boring? Is Cactus gonna pull some kind of goatsy thing? Because I ain't watching that. Ain't watching it. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, yeah, it was, other than lying about us, it was, boring. It was talking about celebrities and shit. I think that's the kind of shit she should be doing instead of talking about people in a way that's going to get her into trouble. She could just do that shit and not be lying about people all the time, and she wouldn't have a problem. Of course, I think if she did all that, well, then all her drama, desperate supporters would probably drop out. Okay, I vaguely know who Chubby is. I don't know who Tony is. And Nicole, oh my god, we know who that is. I mean, Chubby just sounds like a bored housewife. Apparently she's fucked around on husbands or something. I don't know. I don't care. If she's using this for content and stuff, good on her. Happy for her. Whatever. I'm not going there. I don't care. Let a bunch of dumb bitches talk. That's all they've got to do. And that's all they have to do without any kind of actual, I don't know, proof or information. So, and I don't know if you heard it, Cactus, but apparently the welfare call on October Fool's parents, there was actually 2 of them, and they said it was an anonymous female, so that proves that it was me, because I'm the only female in the world. And I'm gay. I'm so lonely. There are no other lesbians just because there are no other women. Idiots. Freaking idiots. Wait, did I take my pills today? I think I did. I don't take any prescriptions, I just take supplements. Oh shit, yeah. I gotta check the mail again too. I forgot my supplements arrived today. Oh, groovy. But one of these days I'll put a picture up of some of the candles I do or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've got all this writing to do and all this compiling and exposing Nicole to everybody in the universe. And of course, if she were to shut up and just do her makeup or her celebrities or her ice cream cake or whatever, I wouldn't need to. I don't know. You're going to have to ask the people that figured out that I was gay, because nobody even told me I was gay. Well, Connie, funny you should mention that. I think J-Love said, I always thought Ani was a guy. Or a dude, whatever she said. Okay, whatever. Yes, because what a bunch of strangers on the internet say I am. That's what I am. What I know I am, I'm just delusional. But when I talked to the LAPD today, I said it at the top of the stream, but I don't know if anybody heard it or not, other than the lurkers, which there are 2 of now. When I talked to LAPD today, I had them take note that this person's daughter... Oh, are you, Cactus? So your dick is long enough to reach that far, or Jake's dick is long enough to reach all the way to where you are? I mean, what the fuck? Anyway, when I talked to LAPD today, I let them know that this daughter that's supposed to be their caretaker does not seem very mentally or emotionally stable, because she's blaming this on somebody she doesn't know who lives 1,000 miles away and does not know who her parents are or where they live. So how am I supposed to call a welfare check if I don't know anything about these people, other than she's allegedly their caretaker? And like I said in my video this morning, if she's their caretaker and she's so concerned about them, when she heard that was going down, why didn't she leave right then to go take care of her parents? No, she sat in a chat room talking shit about people. Which is one of the reasons I thought it was fake. So now that she's saying it's 2 calls, I'm guessing at least 1 is fake, because LAPD said nothing about a second call. But October Fool didn't go into the chat today because she's so upset. Oh, my parents. Oh, my goodness. Well, maybe she's doing her job then, staying with her parents instead of being online. Which is what she should have done last night. If that was going down, my ass would be behind the wheel. I'd be zooming to wherever my parents were to see what the hell was going on. No, she sends somebody else. Exactly. But no. Oh my God! Something horrible's happening to my parents! Let me sit here and bitch about it! Come on. But I also told the LAPD, she claims to be a victim's advocate for some nonprofit. And if she is, I'm concerned about the people that she's supposedly counseling or whatever. It'd be interesting to know what the proof of that is. Probably turns out she's a receptionist or something, or the cleaning person. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff she's saying that just does not add up. Claims that she lost a couple kids, and it turns out she didn't lose them to the Grim Reaper. She lost them to her ex and CPS. Which, again, would make you wonder about her being caretaker for her parents. CPS took her kids away. Why isn't Adult Protective Services taking her parents away? No, that's terrible. No. Leave the parents alone. Whatever kind of shit she's getting herself into, she obviously, has earned it. She talks about, oh, I don't wish any ill will towards them, but I'm doing a spell against them. What? And she's doing some new age foofy spell that, bitch, please. She's doing some white lady appropriative bullshit. Apparently she's Hispanic, but that doesn't mean she ain't doing white lady new age bullshit. Probably waving crystals around and boogieing. Ooh, what was that? That was interesting. It looked like some kind of shadow going through my yard. Maybe I have ghosts. Could it be? I don't know what that would have been. Huh. There's no car going. Nope. There's another light going on. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, my neighbors probably have something going on. Who was the pony bitch? Yeah, and she talks about lighting white candles. It's like, you're lighting a white candle to curse someone or to protect yourself, because I think you're confused. Because when I actually had a pagan community, and pagan communities are just as bad as any other community. Jesus Christ, what a bunch of... The one that I was close to, she was polyamorous. And will they? I don't know. I used to catch frogs for pets when I was a kid. I've had just about everything as pets. Yeah, and I figured out the way to keep a frog is to bring some of the water that they were living in. Do not use tap water. The bleach and stuff in it kills them. Anyway, this one that I was close with, she was polyamorous, and she was always trying to get me involved with her boyfriends. And it's like, yeah, not my thing, and she was bi, so she was always trying. No, not my. Oh, that's right, I'm gay. I forgot. I should have been into that thing. And she takes out this little box one day and she says, I got to show you something. She starts showing me intimate photos her boyfriend and her have taken of each other. I am trying not to look completely horrified, because I never wanted to see your boyfriend's penis. Yeah, impressive, great, wonderful. Didn't need to see it. And the pictures of herself trying to look sexy, but she looked like she was constipated and cramping. And she's, oh God, oh, I don't even know if I can explain it. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. Blake's, when I was involved with a local pagan community, it was somebody that I was closer to than the rest of them, and oh my God, it was no. That's a view only a gynecologist should see. We'll put it that way. And then we decided to have a party one night, so we're drinking and everything. And once I was drunk, she puts my toe in her mouth and starts sucking on it, and I flipped the fuck out. For one thing, I had pantyhose on. For another thing, I don't like people sucking on my toes, apparently. I'd never had somebody suck on my toe. I found out that night. I don't like it. And pantyhose on and saliva, and it's in my pantyhose and between my toes, and it's all over my toe, and oh God. Icky caca. She goes, oh gee, I guess you really are straight. That pissed me off. because she wanted me to get drunk because she thought she could seduce me. That's bullshit. That is some serious bullshit. No, she's far too fatty and eats too much garbage, and she might render down to make soap fairly well. I don't know. I've made tallow soap before, but tallow and fat are completely different things. Fat tends to make a softer soap, and tallow makes a harder soap. But tallow is fatty stuff around the kidneys of animals. But yeah, that pagan community, I mean, they're as messed up as anybody else, I guess. And of course, there was one coven out at the beach, and everybody's like, "Oh, you got to meet these people. You got to meet these people. Oh, the priest and priestess, you got to meet them. They're really awesome. They're really cool." I met them, and they were some of the most obnoxious people I had ever met. And sometimes it's the problem you find with other pagans is it's their way or you're doing it wrong. Problem is, Cactus, you know what's going to happen now? All of them are going to say, "Oh, they're threatening to murder Nicole and turn her into soap and bacon." Because that's what hysteric liars do. So, because October's afraid we're going to go all the way to Florida and actually harm Nicole. Oh, nobody wants to bother. You know, she's definitely one of those, I'd slap you, but shit splatters. But yeah, this coven that I met, we hadn't even started yet, so nothing had been consecrated or anything. I went to walk around the room. The high priestess grabs me forcefully and pushes me because I was going around the room the wrong direction. Until you've cast the circle, it doesn't fucking matter. It's still just a room. Well, Cactus, you could do what's his face? The guy that got taken down recently, the one that we got blamed for reporting all over the place. Yeah, that moron, whatever his name is, he'd say allegedly. That's not how the word works. That is so not how the word works. But anyway, yeah, this coven, the priest and priestess, they ran a real tight ship. It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. There was an elderly, cookies. I'm not allowed cookies. I can't have sugar or white flour or white rice. But there was an elderly couple that were members of the coven, and I guess his health wasn't doing well, so they missed a few Sabbats because of his health. Well, because they had missed 3, she excommunicated them from the group for a year and a day. Really? You don't take into account they're elderly people and they're having health problems. So you're going to kick them out. Well, that's when you just go find another coven or start your own. Fuck that horse shit. We did a Halloween parade where we sang Halloween carols, and we had some nut job following us with a guitar, just twanging away on his guitar. Ding, 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 Jesus will save you. Jesus will save you. Yep, that's me. Hey, Denominator. But yeah, this guy, Jesus will save you. Jesus will save you. It's like, dude, fuck off. We don't go to your church and, scream our Halloween carols at you about changing woman and all this other shit. Fuck off. Freedom of religion. Hello, duh. Yep, we're all racists, according to Nicole. But her people can say all kinds of nasty shit about natives and Japanese people. Not a problem. Not a problem. Denominator, are you the lowest common denominator? Are you a mathlete? Do you want to learn to make candles? Do you want to learn how to make soap? Do you want to learn how to render Nicole down to make soap? Yep, everybody's white trash. Even if you're not white, you're still white trash. Oh, wow, I'm on longer than I thought I was going to be. I thought I'd be on like 20 minutes or something. It's like, yep, just a quick rundown. Let's go. I mean, if I wanted to be extra boring, I could go through this one box of candle fragrances I got back here. I got this fragrance, and I got that fragrance, and... Yeah, so common denominator. Denominator's a commoner. I don't wish to deal with him. He's a common denominator. And there's a comment going, oi, damn right I am. What about ZZ Top? But anyway, I get my fragrances from a lot of different places. And the problem with ordering online is you can't smell them before you buy them. I've got a sandalwood from 2 different companies. Neither one smells like sandalwood. I have sandalwood carvings. I have sandalwood powder. I know what sandalwood smells like. These oils don't smell like sandalwood. I've got a sandalwood essential oil. It's a tiny little bottle that I paid like $28 for because sandalwood oil is horrifically expensive. It's gotten cheaper more recently, but you know, sandalwood is a bit on the endangered or threatened side for one thing, and I'm sorry, but Hawaiian sandalwood doesn't cut it. It's not the same thing. It's not Santalum albus, so I don't even think it's that closely related to sandalwood. And red sandalwood doesn't have much of a smell to it. But I want a nice sandalwood scent, and I can't find one. I think that as far as sandalwood essential oil, I can get like a 10 milliliter bottle for $18 or so online, but it would take so much of it. If you're going to sell candles of it, which I hope to eventually, it's prohibitively expensive. Well, Cactus, I live near a rainforest in the middle of fucking nowhere. To get to a decent candle shop, I would have to go to probably Seattle. There's a place in the U District, since Porrette doesn't exist anymore. There's a place in the U District. I think it's on Roosevelt. And I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really awesome shop. They've got freaking everything. And it's not that big of a shop, but they've got a lot. They've got everything for candle and soap making. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff endangered because humans exist. That's why. I've got encyclopedias of animals, plants, etc. that are endangered. At least eagles have come back. But I got a carnation scented oil. It smells more like rose than carnation. I got a violet scented oil that smells nothing of violets. Then I got one from another company that smells, it's got a great violet scent to it. Jasmine is another hard one for some reason. Rose water, you put roses and water in a pan and then put an empty jar in the middle of it and an inverted pot lid over the top of it so that As it slowly steams on low heat, the steam rises up and runs down the pan lid and then drips into your jar. That's how you make rose water. Either that, or you can just take your rose petals and just blend them up in a blender and then strain them out, I guess. Because you don't want to let them sit too long because they'll ferment, and then that doesn't smell pretty. One of the infusions I like to make is a wild rose vodka. So this is what, April? So probably sometime next month these wild roses that I get will start blooming, and I collect a bag full of the blossoms just as they're starting to bloom. And you have to take all the petals off because you have to cut off the little white heel at the bottom because it's very bitter. And then I just pack them in a jar, fill that up with vodka, shake it up every once in a while, and then 3 days, you strain that all out. Then you fill up the jar with rose petals again, put that vodka back in there, top it off if you need to, shake it every once in a while over the next 3 days. Then you strain it out, and it's actually very, very nice. Are bluebells becoming endangered? Because we've got something here we call a bluebell or a wood hyacinth, and it spreads everywhere. I've tried to clean them out of some of my garden spaces, and they send seeds and little bulblets everywhere. Another one is crocosmia. I planted 5 crocosmias. I dug up probably 5,000. And crocosmias, they spread by seeds, by underground runners, and bulblets. I mean, they have everything covered. There's places out on the back roads. The bluebells we have here are toxic, so. But honey itself is a good antibiotic, especially Manuka honey. I was discussing that in a live stream earlier today because someone was talking about a skin condition that wasn't healing properly, and they said if you put like a cortisone cream on it, it's just going to aggravate it and cause it to spread. But Manuka honey, matter of fact, with animal rescue, one of the things we're told is with the more superficial injuries on animals, use sugar or Manuka honey to help granulate the wound and keep any kind of bacteria from causing an infection. And I still haven't gotten my French tubes. I need to get my kit together because there's an actual kit if you're doing like small wild animal rescue, like possums and raccoons and stuff. Because if you've got babies, the only way you can feed them is with what's called a French tube, and you have to go to a rehab to learn how to put it down their throat so it goes into their stomach and not their lungs. And then you have to just drip it. There's a wider end on it, and you put the bottle on that end with the formula, and you drip that through just a little bit at a time. And you have to, or you can use a syringe, but you have to measure how much is going into their stomach because you don't want to overfill. Yeah, they actually do. Anymore, medicine is going back to some of the medieval things because maggots only eat dead flesh, so they clean out any infection and necrotizing flesh in a wound. They'll use leeches for drawing blood away from areas that are getting bogged down with blood, like serious bruises and stuff like that, especially if you've been on any kind of a blood thinner or something like that. You get a really nasty bruise, they might help to decongest that area by using leeches. They found out that some of these things actually had a use. And I've watched some of those, like ER personnel, what's the worst thing, blah, blah, blah. They had one diabetic guy come in that had, I was just going to say, this guy had diabetes, and he wasn't terribly hygienic, and his sock and his pant leg were stuck to his leg because he had gotten wounds on his legs and they had gotten infected, and the infection just glued his clothes to his leg. And when they finally were able to get it loose, they just found maggots everywhere. Ah, there are some horrific stories on there. So yeah, my brother was a field medic in the military. So, well, one of my brothers was. The other one was just a sailor. I don't know if he. I don't think my brother ever attained an actual rank. No, no, he was a chief petty officer, I think. And I know he worked as a naval police officer. And one night where he was doing patrol, um, they found a dog that had been badly beaten. So he took it home with him. And the poor dog always ran around with his tail between his legs because he was terrified, he was traumatized by being beaten. And eventually we ended up with the dog, and during this time with us, he ended up not having his tail between his legs anymore and being a happy dog. He had kids to play with. He got to run around loose, and because we lived, out in the sticks where a dog could run loose. And it's not like we had wolves here at the time. We're starting to get the wolves back, but you don't see them too often. They stay pretty well hidden. But and then he had the dog with him someplace, and the dog just goes running off into the scrub and comes back with a little chihuahua. So they rescued the chihuahua too. And my brother had taken one of those spiky wristbands off some punk that they ran down at the base or something like that. So it was big enough he put it around the chihuahua's neck to make him look tough. I don't know what it is with my brothers and chihuahuas. The oldest one has one now. He's got a chihuahua and a Yorkie. And then the other brother, they just lost a chihuahua here not too long ago. They had rescued her from a breeder. And the breeder told her that she was only a year old. Well, they found out she was more like 10 years old, and she'd been used as a breeder, and they had kept her bred constantly. And they were putting her in with bigger dogs that would bully her and snap at her and take all the food, so she had, food security issues. Took her quite some time to learn that she didn't need to, be afraid something was going to take her food. And then she, of course, they spoiled her rotten, and she had a whole wardrobe, including little hats. And if there was something she wanted to wear for the day, she'd go get it and drag it to them. And it's like, this is what I want to wear today. And all of a sudden she got sick one day, and they took her to the vet, and she started doing better, and they brought her home, and within an hour she was gone. And they think it was mold in their house because the roof had been leaking for some time, and they kept complaining to the condo association, who would just do quick fixes and not actually fix anything. Well, right now they're living in a hotel because they finally got something going, and they started tearing out the walls, and they were finding mold in their walls everywhere. Everywhere. The entire place is gutted. And they dragged and they dragged and they dragged about getting that roof done. They finally got the roof done. Now they're dragging on redoing their interior. They've been living in a hotel for 6 freaking months. It's costing them $100 a day, so about $3,000 a month. And I said, you could rent a place cheaper. And they said, well, actually, I don't think we could because rent is really high around here. But I guess the condo association is on board with getting the interior work done. The insurance company is, but it's like the property owner or property manager where their condos are. Hello, come on, get it done. And because the condo association drug their feet for so long, everything they own they have to replace, unless it's something that that's impermeable that they can wash, like dishes and stuff like that. So all the furniture, all the clothes, all the books. I mean, my brother and sister had books. several of them written by my brother. He's got he's got a 2-book deal going right now, and then he's got another book deal that it's basically a children's book. Anyway, it looks like we only have one person left in the chat and 5 lurkers. And I hope I've bored the fuck out of them. Oh, now it's 4 lurkers. So I think I'm going to call it a night so I can get to my candles and figure out just exactly what I'm going to do. That caramel fragrance, that stuff is so freaking awesome. So it'll make a really awesome candle, but I don't know if I want to do a gel candle or if I want to do a wax candle. Do I want to do soy wax or paraffin? Choices, choices, choices. So anyway, now that I've bored everyone to sleep, fuck you, Nicole. Fuck you, October Fool. Fuck you, people who are lying about whatever this welfare check was, because none of us know who her parents are or what their address is. So no, there is no way we could have called in a welfare check. And Nicole, just because they allegedly said it was a female caller, that could be over half the people on the fucking planet. The person apparently knew who her parents were and what their address was, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess it was someone who knows them. It's someone who knows October Fool. So take your horse shit and lies and go fuck yourself. Get a life, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.